You've been told your whole life that if you just work hard, you'll be successful. Fair enough. But let me ask you a question. How's that working out for your bank account? If you feel stuck on a hamster wheel, you're not lazy. You've just fallen for a psychological paradox. The very act of working hard for your money creates a deep-seated fear of losing it. And that fear is the real reason you're not getting rich. You're doing everything you're supposed to do. You show up early, you stay late, you even take on extra projects. The paychecks roll in, you pay your bills, and at the end of the month, you're left with not a whole lot. You feel like you're putting in the work, but that financial security you were promised never seems to show up. Here's the catch. Your work ethic isn't the problem. Your strategy is. You're completely focused on earning an income that depends on your constant effort. But true wealth isn't just about how much you make. It's about what your money is doing when you're not working. You're so busy working for your money that you never get the chance to make your money work for you. We're all raised on the gospel of hard work. It's the story we tell our kids. Put your head down, grind it out, and you'll get ahead. And let's be clear, discipline and effort are non-negotiable. You can't build wealth from your couch. But hard work alone is a pretty terrible financial plan. It's just one piece of the puzzle. Believing it's the only piece is what keeps people trapped. The wealthiest people aren't always the ones putting in the most hours. They're the ones who have mastered the other side of the equation, their own psychology. So here's the secret they don't teach you in school. There's a fascinating paradox at the heart of why most people fail to build wealth. Experimental research suggests that the harder you physically work for your money, the more you fear losing it. Think about it. When you spend 40, 50, or even 60 hours a week grinding for every single dollar, you develop a powerful psychological ownership over that cash. It stops being just money. It becomes a symbol of your time, your sweat, and your sacrifice. Because it feels so incredibly valuable, the thought of risking it becomes terrifying. This fear, a cognitive bias known as loss aversion, can sabotage your financial future. Why? Because building real wealth requires taking calculated risks. It requires investing. On average and over the long term, higher expected returns tend to come from investment opportunities that carry higher risk. But your brain, conditioned by the sheer effort of your labor, just screams, "No!" It nudges you towards safe, low-yield savings accounts, where your money is often losing purchasing power to inflation year after year. By trying so desperately to protect your hard-earned cash, you accidentally make it almost impossible for it to grow in real terms. If a light bulb is starting to go off in your head, do me a quick favor and hit that like and subscribe button. We're about to shift from the problem to the solution, and you won't want to miss it. So how do you break this cycle and overcome the fear that your own hard work created? You need a new framework. Here are 4 steps to start working smart. First, redefine risk. You think investing is risky? Try doing nothing. Every year your money sits in a low-interest savings account. There's a good chance inflation is eating it alive, meaning your purchasing power is going down. Not investing isn't playing it safe. It's exposing you to the high risk of losing ground over time. The real risk is working for 40 years only to find out your money is worth less than when you started. Second, automate your wealth. This is a game changer for bypassing fear. Research supports automation as a powerfully effective way to build wealth. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your investment accounts for the day you get paid. This simple move takes the emotion out of the decision. The money is put to work before you even have a chance to feel that psychological ownership and get scared of losing it. Third, start small to build confidence. You don't have to dive into the deep end. Start with a small, manageable amount, maybe $50 or $100 a month. The goal here isn't to get rich overnight. It's to get comfortable with the process. By making small, low-stakes investments, you'll learn to ride the market's ups and downs without panicking. This builds the emotional resilience you'll need to invest larger sums later on. Fourth, educate yourself. Fear loves uncertainty. The antidote is knowledge. The more you understand about personal finance and investing, the less scary it all becomes. It's no surprise that higher education is strongly correlated with a higher wealth-to-income ratio. It's not just about earning more, it's about making financial decisions that build wealth, like investing smartly and managing debt. You don't need a fancy degree, but you do need to commit to learning. Here's something that confuses a lot of people when they first start doing this right. When you work hard, progress is visible. You show up, you put in hours, and you get paid. Effort feels productive because the reward is immediate. But when you start investing and building systems, progress becomes invisible. Your money is working, but you don't feel it working. There's no daily feedback, no paycheck, no applause. And that's where most people quit. They assume nothing is happening, so they go back to what feels productive, working harder. Not because it's smarter, but because it feels familiar. Real wealth grows quietly at first. If you're waiting to feel rich before you stay consistent, you'll never stick with it long enough for results to show. This is where most people get it wrong. They think building wealth requires big moves, perfect timing, or extreme discipline. In reality, it's the opposite. Wealth is built through boring consistency, not intense effort. Small amounts, invested regularly, over long periods of time. The people who win aren't the ones who work the hardest for short bursts. They're the ones who stay in the game when it feels slow, unimpressive, and almost pointless. Because while nothing seems to be happening, compound growth is quietly doing its job. And once that curve bends upward, effort finally starts working for you, not against you. So, your whole life, you've been taught to equate effort with results. But wealth isn't built on effort alone. It's built on a mindset shift. It's about realizing the goal isn't just to earn money, but to turn your earnings into an engine for growth. Stop letting the ghost of your hard work sabotage your future. Redefine risk. Automate your investments. Start small. And never stop learning. That's how you break free from the hamster wheel. That is how you stop just working hard and start building real, lasting wealth. Now, it's your turn. What's the one action step from this video that you're going to commit to this week? Let me know in the comments below. Sharing your goal is a great way to hold yourself accountable. And if you're ready to learn more, check out the videos on the screen for more clear, practical lessons about money and building better habits. See you in the next video.